Hey everyone, it's Chloe from the Arizona Science Center, and today we're going to talk about zoetropes. So what is a zoetrope? If you ever Google it, you might come across this thing, right? And at first glance, it's just a cool thing that kind of spins around. But as you can see, I have these images in here. You can kind of see if I bring it close, those are a bunch of dolphins, and it looks like they're jumping, all right? But what happens if I spin it? It's blurry, right? You can't see anything. However, if I were to spin it relatively slowly and try to show you through the slats, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you might be able to see the dolphin jumping. So this is what a zoetrope does. It's tricking your mind into thinking that you're seeing moving images when you're actually just seeing a bunch of still images altogether. Now, how does that happen? That's actually a phenomenon that we call the persistence of vision. So even though you may logically know that it's going to be a bunch of separate images, that kind of gap in between the images, as long as it's short enough, will trick your mind into thinking that there isn't any gap and that the image is actually moving. So when I showed you the image from above, all you see is a bunch of blurry shapes, right? That's because that gap is actually really important in helping your brain to separate those images to make it look more like a moving picture. Right, so you can kind of see the dolphin splashing around. So if you want to make a zoetrope at home, you actually don't need too many materials. You can just kind of use what you have. So if you have cardboard laying around, I know during this time a lot of us are sending packages to our home, you can actually create a zoetrope with one of those boxes. So you might want to cut it into a circle. That's going to be the easiest shape for you to create your zoetrope with, because we're not going to create a zoetrope like this one. This one's going to be a little tricky to create. We're going to create one that's actually like this. So you can see there's two images on either side, and we have some rubber bands on either end. And if I spin it up, let's see if I can do this quickly enough so it doesn't take forever. If I then pull and let it go, you can kind of see a bird sitting in a cage. Now, something to keep in mind is that if you're going to do an image like this one, as you can see right now, my bird is facing up. The bird cage is facing up, so when you spin that, it actually looks as though the bird is upside down in the cage. So if you want to do a quick fix for that, just make sure that your image is the other way around. So again, all you need is this little circle, and if you happen to have a hole punch, that's going to be really handy. It'll really help you to make some even shaped holes, but you're going to punch those out until you have a shape that has two holes on either side. That is so you can stick in some rubber bands. And rubber bands are going to be the best thing to stick in, because once the rubber bands go in, you can easily spin those around and it's not going to be too tricky. Someone thinks that kids are going to think it's really cool. This is really cool. If you are interested in animation of any kind, this is also kind of how animation works. So animators are using that stop in between, because you can't obviously draw a picture of a moving arm, right? If you want to show that, you're going to have to draw an arm here and an arm here and an arm here and an arm here. And that gap that our brains are creating, if you play it quickly enough, it's going to show an image. Now, another easy thing to do before I get back to the other zoetrope is going to be a little flip book. So I have this little flip book here. I hope you can kind of see it. Let's see. Right, that little fish, if you slow it down, these are just images of a fish in a bowl, and then he's slowly moving out of the bowl. Eventually he gets out of the bowl, and then he jumps right back in. So again, you may rationally know that these are all separate images, but your brain is not trying to fill in those gaps. It is trying to fill in those gaps into making it look like it's moving, because it knows that something's happening there. So back to the other zoetrope. Now you have your circle with the two rubber bands on either side. And if you want it to be a clean white one like this, either you can look for a piece of white cardboard, sometimes you have that around, or you can glue on some paper. I don't think you need to glue on the paper. It's going to look just as cool with the brown background. You just want to be careful to use darker colors when you draw your image. Now, I'm not great at drawing, so I probably won't draw an image for all of us to laugh at today, but I might end up doing something like this where I printed out an image. And again, if you want to print out an image, you just want to make sure that your picture on both sides is not going the same way. So if I were to do this again, I would peel off this one and turn it upside down, so that way, as opposed to the bird sitting upside down in the cage, he's actually going to be facing the right side up. See? So here's another example. If you don't have any cardboard lying around, what you may have are some index cards or some other pieces of paper, and you can easily do the same thing. If it's just a plain white sheet of paper, all you need to do is poke some holes on either side, or if it's a lined index card and you kind of don't want the lines, you can always staple the two together or glue them, whatever's easier. So it looks like this one that I found in my Zoetrope bin was lovingly drawn out by someone. This one's beautiful. It's got a great starry sky in the background and then a cool rocket ship. So I'm going to spin this around and we're going to see what it looks like. Does it look like the spaceship is flying through space? I think it does. I think that came out really good. I don't know who made this one. I just found it. It's pretty neat. So if you want to try something like this, you could also, and you want that like nice full background, leave that little space where your image will show through on the other side, right? But you need to kind of do it carefully because again, it's not going to line up exactly correctly. In fact, this image had to be flipped upside down in order for it to show on that side. So thank you so much for watching this video on zoetropes. If you really liked this one, feel free to check out our other resources. We do this every day, Monday through Saturday. We do an early learning live at 9:30 where we also read a story, and then we have our 1 p.m. demonstrations. If you like this and you do want to check out our other resources, please feel free to check us out at azscience.org, or you can also check us out on Instagram, which is also at azscience. Again, my name is Chloe. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.